Well, here we are, back on the road. Why has that mirror gone like that? There we go. I've got an older hire unit today. It's a 6.2 plate. It's not massively out of date. It's only done 506,000 kilometres. But it doesn't have any of the plastic fairings on the side, you know, wind deflective crap. And of course I'm setting my mirrors up as if it's there, and I'm looking and I'm like, oh no, that's gone wrong. It confuses you. It's really bizarre it does that, because you know you don't have any, but you get in there and you set it up normally and then you think, why can't I see? Oh yeah, that's why. So you have to move it a little bit. But we're off to Medway, and then I've got a collection in Sevenoaks, which I've never done before. Never done this collection. The forward-facing camera is there, but by the grace of God, because obviously I busted the thread on the top of the little cradle on my day off yesterday. Well, the bottom one seems to have gone as well now, so it's kind of it's loose. It's holding itself in place, but like I said, by the grace of God. So I'll have to look, see if I can order another cradle for it, and just remember not to tighten it up too much, because I do have a tendency to over tighten it instead of actually loosening off the mounts and turning those, which I should do really. It's naughty me. But no, off to Medway and then off to some place in Sevenoaks I have never been before. Does bread based products, specialised stuff. So what I shall do is, once I'm at Medway, I shall go through my procedure of how to find somewhere I've never been before. Now that does include a prat nav, so, but I always cross-reference what the prat nav says, so I'll go through that when I actually come to do it. Because it's obvious how to do it, but there's probably some people who are watching me who wouldn't have a clue, even though it's really obvious how you'd go about doing it. Thought you might find it interesting, but whatever. Yeah. Oh, lovely, lovely, easy day. Dartford crossing. Medway Bridge. Got a curtain on. So, yeah, all fun. Although on the way back, I probably won't go back across the bridge. I'll probably cut down. See if I can get to the M20, M26, that kind of thing, and go that way. But like I said, I've never done this one before, so I don't have a clue. But such is life, such is life. It is the joyful life of a truck driver. I've got my aircon on, keep myself nice and cool. I'm amazed it actually works in this unit, to be fair. Funny thing is, because what's coming? I should most likely edit that part out. If everything just jumped there, it's because I thought I heard a bike, but it was obviously in front of me going through the tunnel, and I thought I'll just open it, let everybody else hear it, but it was already in front of me, so there we go. That's what that little jump was. Yeah, it's... Oh, what a day. It's always fun when you don't know where you're going. I mean, I know where I'm going first off, so it's easy enough to just get myself there and then figure it out from there. Makes a lot more sense. But it should, theoretically, have been a short day today. It's Medway, then across to Sevenoaks, then back again. But, first of all, there's the Dartford crossing. That's a long day right there, just the Dartford crossing itself. The bridge is relatively fine now. It's quite free flowing because there's a bit of common sense with the bridge. It's like 4 lanes into 4 lanes, it's 4 or 5 lanes into 4 or 5 lanes. You know, it's just the same width of road all the way through. Whereas with the tunnels, it's multiple lanes, junctions, all into 2 lanes for either tunnel. And you sit there and you think, really? Just, you know, build another tunnel. That way everybody going from Erith can go straight into their own personal tunnel off of the 206. Doesn't hold anybody up trying to go down the left side tunnel. and then they can join everything the other side and either extend or create a secondary tunnel for the M25, which is the 282 over the Dartford crossing, I think it turns into, because the actual Dartford crossing itself is not the M25. I think it's the 282. I believe it is. I'm probably wrong. But who cares? I know where I'm going, so. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Anyway, I shall probably see you when I get to the Dartford crossing, so as you can accompany me over that wonderful thing. Well, at least the rain subsided since the footage you just saw going over Dartford. I decided not to do anything to camera because it was just hitting the windscreen. I was like, you'll never hear me. But here we go. Getting off at junction 3 on the M2. On the M2. Oh. The roundabout at the top of this, I think, is really badly designed because there's no real room. I know that sounds odd, but there really isn't. The lane I've got to go into completely and utterly when I'm turning in one of these completely knackers the near side lane. And of course, if somebody's in the near side lane, that means I've got to knacker the outside lane, but somebody's in the near side being left, outside being right, if anyone's curious. Because I know that can cause confusion for some people. But if ever you want to think about it, then we drive on the right hand side of the vehicle, correct? Look down at your right leg. Now look at the inside of your right leg. Which side is it? Inside, outside, near side, offside. Yeah, because I've got to go into the right lane. Into the right lane, son. Lovely. Always a lot of traffic. So much fun. Now this is one of those command the road kind of moments, but it's too thin to do it easily and it's too wide to do it. I don't know, it's odd. It's a very strange junction because it looks wide enough. It really does. Oh, look at him, he's broken down. Isn't that lovely? Right, so this is going to cause some issues now, because I'm in the middle of the lanes and there's a van that managed to make his way down there, and the van on that side is held back a little bit, but it is to be seen how much longer he holds back when he sees how slow I'm taking off at 40 tonne. He held back, he did hold back, but it's just it's one of those junctions that's a real annoyance, because everybody's more important than you, everybody can move faster than you, and even if you sit in the middle, people can still get down either side, because I was sitting in the middle of those two lanes. There was a broken down van in the near side lane, and as you saw, that white van managed to get between that broken down van and me. Second. And there was a white van in that lane who fortunately decided he was going to hang back. He knew I was going to have to go wide and he didn't really want to risk it, but most of the time they don't care, they just sit there, and all of a sudden you're stuck. It's like, well, it's too wide for me to command the road, but it's too thin for me to be able to safely stay in my lane without squashing someone. It's just, oh, it's a horrible, horrible bloody junction as far as I'm concerned. And of course with these junctions, when you go in this way, you've got to get your lane right, because if you don't get your lane right, then you're going to have to try and cut across other people, and oh, hell breaks loose, or you end up zooming up the wrong road. This is one of those ones where lane discipline really does come in, because there's a few places, most places you can get away with being slightly wrong, and it's like, ah, well, never mind, everybody's wrong. This particular set of roundabouts, you go slightly wrong at a busy time of day, that's it, you're not getting back. You're really not getting back, you're done. You're just going to have to hold everyone up and listen to blaring motor horns. Oh, well, that's that delivery done. So, you're like me, you're off to somewhere you've never been before. What do you do? Well, you should have paperwork. I've got my paperwork. It's got the address on it. Now, you can't always trust the paperwork's address to give you the correct postcode. Always bear that in mind. The postcode on the paperwork might not be correct. You've got a couple of ways around this. First of all, you can phone them directly. My paperwork has a phone number on, most loads of paperwork do, and ask them directly what's a sat-nav friendly postcode, for example. The other thing you can do, and the thing I tend to do more often than not, is wander onto my phone. Now we've all got Android, iPhones, smartphones of some description. Go onto your browser, go on to Google. Now this particular place I'm going to has 4 different names. It's not uncommon, because it was this company, then it was taken over by that company, then it was taken over by this company, then they rebranded it to that company, and of course we've been picking up from them for X amount of time, so we've got all their names on the system. It's a real pain in the rear end. Basically all you do is you just go through each name individually and see what comes up. Cross-reference what comes up with the address you have down here and see what the postcode is. Now once you've got the postcode, you can leave Google. You can then go onto Google Maps. The reason I'm not suggesting going onto Google Maps straight off is because a lot of places aren't actually on Google Maps yet. So you can put the postcode in and have a look for the building, but it won't come up. Don't know why, it's just nobody's added it yet, I'm guessing. And then you put a postcode in and you see where it tells you. So in this particular instance, I've got that done. Right, then you have a shufti. So maybe it does have the company name. In this instance, it does have the company name on the building, and that's alongside the road that's on the paperwork. Lovely jubbly. At that point in time, you can whap the postcode into your prat nav. Using the map on the prat nav, Don't just trust it blindly. I always end up using the map. Gumdrops. I double check it with what it says on there with what it says on here, and it matches almost perfectly. So according to the paperwork, according to Google Maps, and according to this, I'm going to the right location. I've done everything I can to make sure I'm going to get to the right location. So I've covered myself as much as possible. Now I'm going along a reasonably decent road, just double checking for bits and bobs. Now hopefully I'm not going to encounter any weight limits except for access stuff. I don't know whether I will do. It's looking like I might, which is a pain in the rear end, because that's the other thing you've always got to do with your prat nav, is you've got to check what you're going to come across. Now, any other route in, I'm looking at the roads now, because obviously I've noticed, you can sod off. That's my ringtone, I shall just turn that off. Done. Right. Now I'm looking at my entire, this is a truck nav. Now the route I'm using does have 7.5 on it. However, that's at a junction with a B road. So there's a strong possibility the B road is the 7.5 tonne limit. But in case it isn't, I'm looking at the other roads, other options in. And other options in have a 6'6" limit, 6'6" limit, height limit. So looking at this, having had a good old shufty, as you do, that's 6'6" as well. That's definitely 7.5. So it looks as though I've got one option, and that is to go towards the 7.5 on here. Now that's probably 7.5 tonne except for access. Or, more than likely, it's the B road. Because the road it's actually on is quite a major road. So I should be fine. But that's basically how I end up finding somewhere. I just cross-reference absolutely everything. And it's the only real way to cover your rear end these days. I mean, I've got the technology to help us, so there we go. Anyway, I better go off and do this collection. Wish me luck. I would show you, however, I am going to a supplier's, and you know the rules, I'm not allowed to. So, off I go. Right, well, this is the axle gear selection. Now, as you can see there, it's manual and automatic. Currently in automatic, you just press it to change it. To go into gear, you press that button in and push it forward, and that goes into gear. Obviously it won't do it because the engine's not running. To go into reverse, if you were in gear, there's a button on this side. You push that in, puts you into neutral. You then push that button in, and you go backwards. I'll just make sure that goes into neutral. Right, now around here, up to go up gears, down to go down gears. Up, down. And that is pretty much how that works. Well, we're heading back on the M25, did the collection, all was lovely jubbly. Did a little talk through of the auto control bits and bobs. So that'll be a little snippet in here. I'll also turn that into a little snippet for the tips and tricks and hints and all that kind of stuff that I'm going to be doing along with well, hammer lane apparel and all that lot. Obviously their links are down below. I love these vehicles. They have absolutely no holding ability whatsoever down the hill. You're trundling along quite happily. You know, I'm not really going down any much of a steep hill, let's be honest, and I'm set to 48, all of a sudden I look down, I'm doing 56. I'm like, oh, for God's sake. I do love these. their continuous brake on an axle is about as effective as a gust of wind. It really is. But no, anyway, when you are going somewhere you haven't been before, and for the new guys that's virtually everywhere, the best thing to do is use everything at your disposal. So if you've got Google Maps, use it. If you've got Google, use it. And I cannot stress this enough, get yourself a truck nav. If you're going to use a prat nav, get yourself a truck one. Don't try and use your car one. Don't try and use the one built into Google Maps. That will go wrong, and it will go wrong hysterically. You'll end up, you've all seen the pictures going viral on the internet of truck drivers getting caught going around bends and corners and all kinds of wonderful bits and bobs like that. That will happen. Get yourself a truck nav, keep it updated, and whatever your truck nav tells you from the postcode you enter in, make sure it matches up with the road layout on Google Maps when you know you've found the right place. Because that way your truck nav will get you right there. But just use everything you can. I mean, to be fair, where I went today, really easy. Couple of high streets, couple of nice turns in it, but neither here nor there, to be fair. But anyway, I'm going to end my vlog on the road. I know it's been a relatively short one compared to what I usually do. But cheers for watching. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. It does seem to be working. I shall see you in the next one, which will be tomorrow. I have a shift. So, yeah, see you later.